Welcome back to Birthing Made Beautiful. Today we have Caroline, who is going to share her experience about having not just one, not two, not three, but 11 children. Welcome, Caroline.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So what was it like when you found out you were pregnant with your first child?
I found out in 2007 I was pregnant, December. It was weird because I was tired all the time and I was like, what is happening? I did, I think 4 tests because I was like, damn it, kind of a thing. Because I was trying to finish a college course and I was like, I was doing travel and tourism because I wanted to travel. I wanted to live abroad. And I was like, baby, now. But I was 17 when I found out. And then I had him at 18. Once I got over like the initial shock, I was like, oh, okay, baby, okay, cool, kind of a thing. I was like, we're gonna have to just roll with it. I remember I rang his dad while he was at work and told him. And then I remember hearing the smile in his voice because he's like, oh. So that was a nice moment. His overall pregnancy went pretty easy. He was a very easy first pregnancy.
So how long after that did you get pregnant again?
I actually got pregnant in 2010. So he was probably about 9 months when I got pregnant with his brother. And we were living in a hostel. We were living in a mother and baby hostel. So I was like 2 under 1. And I was like, no. I have to admit, I was like, what are people going to say? Because baby's not even a year old and I'm pregnant and we don't have anywhere stable to live. The news wasn't well received, as you can imagine. But he was like, well, we've done it once, we've got to do it again. I didn't tell people straight away because I was like, I don't really want to. The first one, the news of me being pregnant wasn't well received. So having to tell people less than a year later that I was pregnant again, I was like, I'm just not going to say anything. I think I waited until I was about 20 weeks to start telling people. And then everyone was like, well, why did you not say something? I was like, so I kind of like, and that's how it's gone every pregnancy. I've waited until like 2nd, almost 3rd trimester to tell people. Like if people ask me, I'm like, yeah, I'm pregnant. But there were some people I just didn't tell, even if when they asked me, I'm like, no, because I know my business is just going to be out there. And I was like, I don't want everyone in Slough knowing that I'm pregnant until I'm ready to tell people. So
as a mother, we bring in new life. We're bringing life. We're continuing life. We're continuing our role as mothers. But why do you feel like we feel embarrassed? Like it's something that's embarrassing to tell people, oh, I'm pregnant. Like maybe they might say, oh, you're pregnant again. But why do you think we feel embarrassed?
That's a good question. I think for me, it was kind of like I'm young. I was young. I had my first one at 18, and then I had my next one. I think I was 19. I wasn't even 20 yet. So it was like back to back. And I remember they were like, don't you want to do anything else? And I was like, he's literally like my second. I've only got 2. And I wasn't planning on having a tribe of children. Like, but I'm thankful for them. But I think it was I don't know, like, like when it's like you're young and it's like, don't you want to do anything else? Is there nothing else you want to do? And I think as I had more children, it's like, oh, don't you have a TV or don't you have anything to do? And then I'm just like, you know what? Them comments used to bug me, but now I'm like, it is what it is now. I don't.
Do you feel like there was like an element of you that wanted to please people? Like that's where the embarrassment came from?
There is definitely an element of embarrassment for me. I don't know about other people, but it was kind of like you're just having children. There's no like, what else you doing? Like, what else you doing? Like, you not want to study. Like, you don't know what I'm doing. Like, you see my children, but you don't see what else I'm doing. Like I've done courses, I've worked, sometimes you're trying to. I feel like me working or me saying what I'm doing is like trying to be like, oh well, I'm not just having children, like I'm doing other things, I'm trying to prove a point. And I'm at the point now where, like, I don't care.
When you find out that you're pregnant again, do you get that feeling like, yay, I'm pregnant? Or is it like, oh my gosh?
It definitely is an oh my gosh situation. It definitely is like, why did I do this to myself again? And I think even with the later pregnancies, I didn't even go to the doctor. I didn't even have like the early scans or any of the early appointments. I waited until I was about 16, sometimes 20 weeks to go. And they'd be like, why didn't you come? And I'd be like, because if there was anything wrong, I would have come in. I know, I can't, you get in tune with what your body.
So were all your children born naturally, or did you have any cesareans?
I had 3 C-sections. The last 3 were C-sections. Even in it being a C-section, and I was kind of like, when they said C-section, I was like, oh, okay, because there's such a stigma around having C-sections, and it's like it's the easy way out, and I want people to remove the stigma of C-sections are the easy way out, because even with a planned C-section, you're still going through the same process, and the more you have, the more trauma it is on your body. But however your baby comes. Like, the point is to have a healthy baby at the end of the pregnancy. So
having a C-section is not the easy way out. Is there any advice that you can give to someone who has just gone through a C-section and they want to recover successfully and quickly?
Just take your time, listen to your body, like, don't push yourself. I would definitely take paracetamol, and drink lots and lots of water, and rest when you can. Like, you've been through a major operation. Like, C-section is a major operation, whether you will believe it or not. Right now, I would say walk around, because obviously there's risk of blood clots in your legs if you stay sitting down. So even if you walk like around your house, up the stairs, or do something, just get some blood flowing. But I will say utilize the midwives, the health visitors. There is an advice line that you can call that definitely I would say utilize it, because it is very helpful. I've used it, and some of the advice that comes back, it helps. And it's just nice to know that there is people there at the end of the phone that you can talk to if you need it.
So with 11 children, how do you organize yourselves? Is there like a routine, or what's it like, the day in the life with 11 children?
There isn't a routine, surprisingly enough. I'm very chaotic. I'm very much, okay, we're going to do this today, and then it's like, no, I don't want to do that today, we'll do this today. And the children roll with it. But there isn't. No, there isn't. I'm not even going to lie, there is not a routine. They kind of just roll. But they know what's expected of them, if that makes sense. So it's, because they're all homeschooled, or the little ones are homeschooled, my older ones are at college. But they know they've got work to do, they hit their work, they hit their like times tables, we'll do little bits. And then it's after that, it's okay, you've got the day to do what you want, but you need to do your work. And we'll have maybe lunch, we'll do a dinner, and then by about 8, I'm like, okay, it's bedtime. Like 8 o'clock is bedtime, or 8:30, whichever. But there is not really much of a routine. I don't really know. I'm chaotic.
Right, I know that you say that it's chaotic inside the house, but whenever I see you on the high street, you lot have always got it together. Like, the children are all walking in a line, and they're all helping you, and you look like you're all clean, tidy, your hair's done, the children's hair's done. Like, everyone looks really neat and tidy. You don't look chaotic from the outside. It looks like everyone's all got it together, and like, you think, oh, Caroline, man, she's got it all put together. I know sometimes with me, I've got 5, but it could be sometimes chaotic inside the house, and sometimes it could be even chaotic outside. I don't know, people might see me and say, no, you got it together too. But I know what it's like as a mum. Like, you feel chaotic, but you don't look it. Like, what's your secret?
I definitely lean on family. Like my sister used to do the girls' hair when they were younger, and I kind of there's days I think days you see me, their hair's done. There's definitely days where their hair is not done and we're out, and I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, let me just brush your hair out quickly. I'll do it and come back in. But I don't know. I kind of want the children to be, because when your hair's done, you look good, you feel good, and you behave, and you know. So I'm just kind of like, let me just. But yeah, there's definitely days. There's definitely days where their hair is not done properly. But I'm like, let's just make the most of it. Let's get out of the house.
So what about yourself? Do you get time to yourself?
No, not as much as I would like. I don't get time to myself, not as much as I would like. But I think that's more so because of I'm so chaotic. I think I would get bored if I have time to myself, if that makes sense. Like, because I would literally find things to do. I can't relax. Like I could maybe sit for about 45 minutes and I'm like, all right, let me find something to do, because I get you. I'll randomly start folding clothes or something because I'm like, okay, or taking or rearranging something because I'm like, I need something to do. Like, I can't.
So how do you feel as a mother having 11 children?
Surprisingly, sometimes it's kind of still shocking to be like, when people ask you how much children you've got, they're like, is this your first one? I'm like, no, it's just like number 11 or number 10. When I was in hospital with her, with the last one, they was like, oh, is this your first? And I was like, no, this is number 11. And they were like, 11? So there is, I like having that shock factor of like, I've got 11. Then it's like, you don't look like you have 11 children. But I'm like, it's still kind of like, I'm glad for them. I am. And I'm glad. My eldest is he's 18 this year. So I'm kind of like, this is the path that I was supposed to be on, having the children and raise, because I like children, but now I have my own. It's kind of like, I can't give them back. Like, but I was always the auntie that I've always got my nieces or nephews, or I've always got someone's child. I always had someone's child. So this wasn't anything new. When I started having my own children, it was like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense, because you always had someone's child.
Were all of your babies born in the hospital, or did you have any home births or water births?
I had one home birth in 2020. But the rest obviously in hospital. But the home birth, I think that was definitely an experience. I wish I had more at home, to be honest. By that point, I think she was like number 8. Because it was COVID, but it was before the lockdowns happened, because we had it in January. But I was like, I just wanted to experience having one at home. Like, I didn't want to have because for me, it was like, I labour at home as long as possible before going to hospital. And then I feel like as soon as I get to hospital, like, everything seems to just, the pains get worse, and everything. It's like, because everything's now like, I'm in such a sterile environment, and I was like, I don't really like it. So I was like, I was determined to have her at home, and it was fine. I think that was my easiest birth. I was so relaxed. I had the children, Dad was there, and I think that's the best night's sleep I've ever had after a baby.
So I've always given birth in hospital. I've never had a home birth experience. I've always kind of wanted one, but I just prefer to be in hospital so that they can kind of clean up afterwards. And I don't know, I just feel a bit more comfortable. But what is it really like having a child at home? Because like, you still got your family life around you. Like, that's where you live. That's where you sit. That's where you watch TV. Like, what's it like?
It is definitely like it's real life. Like, it's like, I don't know, it's like life still continues around you. Like, the children, like my children, thankfully they were upstairs, but I could hear them. They were like, is the baby born yet? They were coming, I could hear them. They were trying to come downstairs. The 2 midwives I had, they literally just kind of sat and they were like, yeah, just, get on with it. Like, when you're ready, let me know, let us know. And I think at the point they were kind of watching me to see when And I remember her saying to me, I kept saying, I can't do this. She was like, right. And they started to literally unpack the stuff because like baby's coming. So, and then I think after that, I think about maybe 20 minutes, I had one big contraction and I was like, oh. And then I was like, my water's going to go. And I said, as soon as the water goes, baby's coming. And then it was like, okay, so they're trying to unpack faster. And then my waters went and I could feel her head was there. And I think I did 2 pushes and she was out. And they was like, okay.
Did you breastfeed your children?
I've breastfed all of them. Like, yeah. Breastfed everybody.
So how long did you breastfeed for?
Until the next one, until I was pregnant with the next one. And I went a little bit into the pregnancy with the next one, but then I stopped. I think at about maybe 4 months I did stop and switch over to bottle. But breastfeeding for me with the last one, it was hard because she was born with teeth.
Sorry?
Yeah, she was born with teeth. Yeah,
she's got 2 big teeth there.
Yeah, she was born with teeth. She had like a big bump in her mouth. And so breastfeeding was a trial at first. And then my mum, she did Reiki on me, and then literally the next morning I put her to the breast and she latched. So I was like, oh, okay. I was like, thank God. Because like having to pump, like even having to pump multiple times a day, I was like, I take my hat off to women who have to pump because I don't have the patience to do that. And going up to buy formula, and I was like, this is just expensive. And I did it for less than a month. And I was like, imagine having to do this for months on end. It's crazy. So
tell us about that. She was born with teeth.
Yeah, she was born with 2 teeth. She had like a big bump in her mouth when she was born, when she came out. And then even the pediatric doctor, she was like, I've never seen that before. I was like, is it rare? And she's like, I've never. They were taking pictures. She was like, let me take a picture of this. And she was like, I've never seen that before. And then we went by the next day it had gone down a little bit. It kept going down. And then we saw like the dentist at the hospital. And then by that time, one of her teeth had like come through. So they was like, it looks fine. It looks okay. We're not going to take them out. It looks okay. Because they were saying they possibly going to remove them. But by the time we saw a dentist in hospital, he was like, yeah, no, it's fine. It looks okay. Like, I was like, why was she born with teeth? And it's like, oh, it's just something that happens. I said, after, like, she's number 11 and this is just something that happens. And I was like, it's just something that happens. So, yeah.
So is there anything that you guys do together, like all 11, 12 of you, and 13 of you inside the house together?
I mean, you know, we play, there's games, there's puzzles. We do pray. We are Muslim, we do pray. So, the one thing, I mean, I always have wanted to fast, but I've either just had a baby or I'm pregnant. So fasting has not been, and I wanted to do it this year, but I've just had a baby. So we fast from other things, like they'll fast from their phones during the day, or they'll fast from other little things. But I will say that I think the misconception of having 11 children is a lot, but having one child is a lot. I mean, being a parent it's not easy. So I don't want people to listen to this and be like, oh, she's got 11 children. I'm in no way, because people call people like, oh, you're a super mum. I'm like, absolutely not. Like any woman who's got a child is a super, because you're having to deal with a person outside of yourself. Like now you're like, I've got to think about me, but I've got to think about this person as well.
You got to think about 11 more than some people.
So I will say, definitely before you have children, travel, know yourself enough to be like, okay, this is the right choice for me, because once they're here, you can't go back on it. But also make them like make them, if traveling is what you do, make them your travel buddy. You've got someone to travel with, or if you want to cook, you've got a little chef along with you, and just involve them in what you're doing, and then it makes it easier, because then you don't have to be like, okay, get out of the kitchen and try and do this. Be like, come, stand here, do this with me. And that's what I do with my children. Now my eldest is training to be a chef, because that's what I did with him. I was like, come, let's let's bake, or let's do this, or I like to bake, so now they like to bake. They like to create stuff because their dad is a creative. He will do little things. So we just kind of took our interests and buried it in them, and now it's blossoming. So it's nice to see some of the times they come up with things, and even when they're writing like poems or they're writing raps, it's like, you wrote that? Like, that came from your mind because of what we've planted in there. It is very much a family of creatives. Like, their uncles are very creative, like aunties are very creative. So it is something that they've been born into. So I'm lucky in that respect, and they're lucky. So yeah.
Thank you so much, Caroline, for coming in and sharing your story and your experience about having 11 children. I still think you're a superwoman. If you are interested in hearing more stories about pregnancy, birth, labour, motherhood, stay tuned to our channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.